Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by my good friend Mr Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I am doing very, very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
It's all good, mate.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you and Tomo over the weekend. It's been a while.
So I was gonna ask, what have you been up to this week? But we're gonna have the same story because we managed to meet up this Saturday just gone.
Yeah.
We met up with our good friend, the Big Bad T-Lad, at his place, and had quite a late night watching old YouTube poops.
Oh god, yeah, we watched so many videos. Yeah. It was nice. Had a few beers and just chilled out.
Yeah.
We tried to play Overcooked as well.
Yeah, we did. So it was going well, but when that game gets tense, it gets really tense.
I can't.
And it doesn't help that we were playing on there's three of us all running around this kitchen on Tomo's 14-inch screen.
Oh god. The thing is it's just it's just not a chill game. I can't chill out and play it. I'm literally on the edge of my seat oh god, I can't do it.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was good fun.
I mean, so actually last night, because I've been playing it with Fee a little bit, I asked her last night if she fancied playing a bit, and we're actually on the last chapter. We did loads of it. It gets harder, man. It gets so much harder. Some of those kitchen layouts, when they're moving around and you get locked in one side and you're on the wrong side and your whole kitchen's on fire or something. Yeah. There's loads more of that.
God.
I think that happened while me, you, and Tomo were playing. It was on the level where we've got to make pizzas, and we were all trapped on one side of the map. And the oven's caught on fire, the countertops all caught, and we just had to stand there and just watch our kitchen burn to the ground.
Yeah, there was literally nothing we could do about it. Yeah.
No, it's a good game though, to be fair. I definitely would recommend it for anyone, for anyone really, either couch co-op or online. I would say that I think it plays much better on the couch co-op though.
It's fun
when you can actually speak to the person easily.
Yeah, it's a fun party game if you like.
Definitely.
So that was good. That was good fun.
What else, man? What else you been up to besides us hanging out on Saturday?
Last week was all work. Very, very exciting. I had a day off today, so I was doing housework and
cool
things like that, taking the dog for a nice long walk. So yeah, it's been alright, to be fair. And we are going on holiday this weekend. So
nice.
We're going to Amsterdam. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, we're going to go on Friday. Friday morning we're going to fly out.
How long are you going for?
4 days. Yeah.
Nice.
4 days till Monday. So I think that's about right for Amsterdam. We've been a couple times, haven't we? And we've gone for 3 or 4 days, I reckon. Probably.
I think 4 days, 3 nights is perfect.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. So we're actually staying near where we stayed. I think we're near that, the Van Gogh Museum, around there.
Yeah, the museum line. Yeah.
Yeah, we're near there. So I'm really looking forward to. My girlfriend's never been. I've been to Amsterdam a weirdly large amount of times. Yeah. I went with you and Adam, and just you. Yeah. So that was twice. I went with university friends. I think I've been when I was younger as well, when I was a child. I'm not going to count that. And then so this is my fourth or fifth time of being to Amsterdam. Yeah. So
I've been 3 times, and I kind of feel I would be fine if I never went again. It is a really fun place, and it's a lovely city. But I genuinely feel and you probably do as well, I could just walk around that city with my eyes closed. I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, so we're going because my girlfriend's never been. And it is, to be fair, it is really easy to get to. It's literally a 45-50 minute plane journey. And you're there. So it's ridiculously easy and cheap to get to. Maybe not when you're there, but I'm really looking forward to it. I do love Amsterdam. It's a beautiful city.
Definitely.
And looking forward to it. It'd be nice to have a little break.
Have you got as a side question, have you got a favourite city?
Favourite city?
Yeah, anywhere in the world.
Oh. I've always really liked Berlin.
Yeah.
I love Germany. And Berlin's like kind of. I think one of the reasons I like Berlin is the history, obviously, of it is also really, really interesting. But if you go to like the East Berlin, it's very sort of like, it's kind of. I mean, nowadays it's not very. It's obviously all part of Germany, but it obviously it used to be sort of East Berlin, but it's all very sort of like Soviet and stuff, and like it's like basically in the 90s, it just got places just covered in graffiti.
Yeah.
Obviously, the city's very famous for its graffiti on the Berlin Wall and stuff. Yeah, I just love Berlin. It's really, 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 really cool city.
Cool.
Really,
cool,
really,
man. Yeah.
really laid back. It's relatively. It's weird actually for Berlin because it's for a capital city. It's actually one of the cheaper cities in Germany.
Oh, really?
Because all the wealth in Germany is in the south of the country, in like Munich and stuff.
Yeah.
So Berlin, like historically, wasn't the wealthiest part of Germany. So it's actually a cheaper part of Germany.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been to Berlin.
Oh, it's well worth a weekend or a long long weekend.
I'd like to. There's loads of cities I'd like to go. I only ask about cities because it's not usually my thing. I'm not usually like a city break kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I have been more so in recent years. I think I would have to say that my favourite city in the world is Venice.
Oh, Venice is nice. Yeah, been to Venice. My girlfriend wants to go. I love the atmosphere, and I went with Fee a few years back now, and just had a great time. We both just really enjoyed ourselves on the holiday. Nothing went wrong. Everything was absolutely perfect, and it was great. It was actually one of these like voucher mystery holidays. You pay like a small amount, and it's a gamble on where you're going to go. Yeah.
But I think the appeal is that you could end up with like 2 weeks in Dubai or something.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting Venice for like 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights, which, was perfect. And we just had a great time. And it's like ingrained in my mind now, sort of just that it's just a great city.
I remember, I think we realised that we were actually in Italy around the same time, weren't we?
Yeah,
we were in Rome. It was like middle of November. I was there for my birthday. I was there for my birthday. And we went to Rome around the same time. And I was like, I'd been to Italy when I was younger, and I kind of had it in my head that like it's not my favourite place to go, Italy. And my girlfriend really wanted to go to Rome, so we were like, let's go to Rome then. Because you generally take it in turns. So I wanted to go to Berlin, we went to Rome, this is Amsterdam is hers. And I was really skeptical because I had it in my head that Rome was a bit like Paris. And I really,
that's what I would. I've never been to Rome. Yeah.
I really don't like Paris, and I had it in my head. It was a bit like that. I couldn't be further from the truth. It's like completely different. It is touristy, really touristy, but it's a lot easier to like get away from the touristy bits in Rome. I found.
Oh, cool.
But
Rome is one of the ones. Being I love my classical civilization, that sort of stuff. Rome is on my list for sure.
Oh, go to Rome. Yeah, Rome and Berlin. Two capital cities that you got to go to. Yeah, very cool.
Gonna have to go there. Going back to what we've been up to, apart from working, hanging out with you guys, I went for a really great curry the other night. I'm gonna have to, next time you come to mine, Hamby, we'll either go to this place or we'll get a takeout from there. It's just stand out. It's like it's becoming one of my favourite places to get a curry. It's so good. So
better than the Jokers that we went to last time.
It's a shame because it's different. It's completely different.
Yeah.
The great thing about this new curry place is like the meat is delicious. Like the meaty curries are so good. Whereas obviously at the Jokers, it's is that what we're just calling that place now?
I don't want to like name and shame it because I do actually quite like it. But
it's a great place. But we said about it before on the podcast. Last time me and Hamby went, it was just 40 to 50 minutes of one Joker packing a meal for 5 people. Like single-handedly cooking everything, and then
one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah, yeah. So it's completely different because this place I like now, this new place, is like a proper meaty. You can get like a mixed grill, like Indian style from there. Whereas that Joker's is obviously completely vegetarian. So it's a different vibe, but very nice. Yeah, we'll have to go there next time you come round, man. Really good. And then woke up the next morning, and we don't have a lot of takeouts or anything like that because we're trying to save pretty hard, and we splashed out. And next morning I woke up and I was like, I just want to cook breakfast so bad. So then we went to Weatherspoons. It's the first time I've had a Spoons breakfast in like probably about 4 years.
How much is it? I don't even know. It's like £6-7. Is it £5? Yeah, I remember it.
Like $5.20, $5.30 for the large.
I you know what? When I was when we both lived back home.
Yeah.
We used to, when we were at college, we used to go for a Spoons breakfast once a week at college, didn't we?
Yeah.
On like a Wednesday. Yeah. So we used to go there like every single week, and then we go to the cash converters next door and buy loads of DVDs.
Yeah.
That was like the Wednesday routine, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Good times. Real good times. So I meant to say this at the beginning. This podcast, we will be talking about video games that we would like to see as movies and TV shows. But before we get into any of that stuff, Hamby, I'm getting real thirsty. I think it's time we jump into everyone's favourite segment. So what are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, dude. I think you went first on the last episode because you had that beer that import beer that you got from that new gold mine that you found.
Yeah, I did. I remember
that was the last episode, I think.
Yeah.
So I'll go first this time.
Sure.
Now I mentioned it in last week's episode that I'm running out of like beers from like the shops around me. I'm gonna have to start traveling a bit further and getting some specialty things. But I did what I said I was gonna do, and I bought a Captain Morgan's and Coke. It's one of those ones that's like a can for like $1.60 or something. I used to really love rum and Coke, and
I still do.
I don't know, like I find I just can't really drink it. I can't really drink spirits anymore.
Do you think? I like rum and Coke, but I like it. Yeah, it's nice. I like rum and Coke, but I do.
I do really want to get more of that Captain Morgan's Tiki though. To be fair, because that was good. But it's a rum and Coke. It's spiced rum, Captain Morgan spiced rum with Coke in a little can, 5%. Gonna crack it. Smells pretty good. Smells like it might have a bit of lime in there. Actually, smells good. All right. Yeah, it's a rum and Coke. It is what it is. I think one of the reasons why I do like these cans, although I don't buy them usually because they're expensive, is it's like portioned right. You know what I mean? Like I always accidentally go really heavy on the rum when I'm making a rum and Coke.
Yeah.
So I sit down, have a swig, and I'm like, whoa, But this is a good combo. Rum and Coke seem to be the sort of thing that it's like the only spirit we have in our house, basically. Like, end of the night we'll make some rum and Cokes and things like that.
Yeah, we never. Listen, my girlfriend doesn't drink at all. I don't drink. We never have spirits in the house unless somebody buys it as a present.
Yeah, yeah.
I sometimes get a bottle of whiskey at Christmas and things like that. But...
Yeah, I get a bottle of whiskey like every Christmas.
Yeah,
but I just cannot drink whiskey anymore.
I depends what it is. Depends what it is, but.
So I mean that was mine. It's super boring, super standard, but sort of like quite refreshing. Again, my only criticism is it could be colder, but that's my fault. Nothing, not the captain's fault at all.
Yeah.
Hamby, what have you got today, bro?
Right. So I actually have quite an interesting looking one actually. So
okay.
So my uncle got my I don't see my uncle very often. He buys me a Christmas present. He doesn't really have to. But I, for some reason, didn't see him at Christmas. So he basically got me just a crate of beers because he lives in Wales. I'm half Welsh. If you don't know, my uncle is Welsh. So he got me a crate of beers from a brewing company in Raglan in Monmouth.
Okay.
Untapped Brewing Company. So I got about eight or so beers. I drank about 3 last night. To be fair, they were really nice.
Fair enough.
But this one is Ember Rich Strong Ale. It's a 5.2% beer.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's fabulously rich and dark old style ale, hugely flavourful yet balanced with hints of sweetness and spice. So I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it looks really good. I love that orange and sort of dark colour scheme.
Ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
It tastes kind of like a stout.
Okay.
Almost like a stout, and I don't normally like stouts, but it's nice. I'm not normally a massive fan of stouts, like, darker beers like that.
Yeah. I'm definitely a light beer guy.
But no, that's really nice. It's got like malt. It's got a sweetness, but also like a really like maltiness to it. Like stouts. Like a a sort of like molassy sort of like malty sort of taste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really quite nice, and I can definitely get the spices that it's sort of saying.
So what does it say?
It says the Untapped Brewing Company.
What does it say it is? Is it just a? Sorry, man. What does it say it actually is? Is it a stout? Is it a stout or is it like a porter or something?
I think it's like a porter, a stout porter. Yeah, I think. The Untapped Brewing Company has made beautiful beer in Raglan since 2013. We have a passion for quality beer, bursting with flavour and character. There you go.
Sounds good.
It's a nice beer. I would recommend it. Like I say, I've got plenty of others. I got about maybe 3 or 4 more to get through. So, yeah. It was a late Christmas present.
Nice. Yeah.
It was because I was calling at my mum and dad's on the weekend. So my mum was my mum was like, "Oh, I got these from your uncle." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Badass. Nothing better. Oh, here's a load of beer for you.
Yep. That's pretty much what it was like. Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's pretty good, man. To be fair, I'd much rather be drinking that than what I've got. I was looking in all the shops. I've literally had everything from the B&M over the road except for like alcoholic cherryade or some bollocks. And also like I'm not a cider drinker, so I can't drink any of those fruity ciders or anything like that. I don't like.
No, I'm not generally a fan. I like it sort of time and place, but not generally a fan.
Yeah, I just don't like it that much. So yeah, like this was one of the last things. But next time, hopefully, I'll have something a bit more interesting. I'll plan ahead for that. All right, man. I think we'll leave that one there. That's been a pretty good. What are we drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, Hamby. Now, it is time for your Hamby's Hambone To Pick segment, but I haven't spoken to you. Usually we have a bit of a chat, we play a few games or something beforehand, but I haven't actually spoken to you since doing this pod, so I don't know if you've actually got a Hambone To Pick.
Yeah, I got one.
You have? Okay, cool. Hamby, it's your segment, bro. We're going to launch into Hamby's Hambone To Pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's Hambone To Pick.
So, I've got a dog, as everybody knows who listens to this podcast, because I talk about it nearly every week. But when I take him for a walk first thing in the morning, I'll normally take maybe 2 or 3 poop bags. And I don't know what it is, but he will always end up doing more poops than I have poop bags. He'll always do it like, one extra than what it is. And the other thing that he always does is he always seems to like to poop as far away from the bin as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, dickhead, I've got to carry this for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than carrying a poo bag for ages. Because,
I hate it.
Yeah, it's like swinging around, and especially if you then have it in the hand that you've got the lead in. If the dog pulls, it swings, and you punch it.
I hate it. And the other thing as well, like we've like the shitty bags that we used to have, like the really thin black ones. They've like broken a few times as well.
Oh,
nasty! We got like industrial strength. Like they're like sandwich bags now. They're like they're like they were dirt cheap, but I was like, yeah, these are way better. Like, there's no risk of you like following through with your fingers.
Yeah. Oh god damn. Yeah, that's annoying. I gotta say, I don't experience that first bit very often because I always just grab the roll. So I always just have the roll in my pocket. But we use those like biodegradable ones.
Oh yeah, I got them.
So if you're out in the middle of the woods or something, or you're on the path, you can just bag it and fling it into.
Do you really?
Trees.
Oh, I didn't know you were allowed to do that. Are you?
Probably not.
You probably don't think you are. Yeah.
But I mean, they're biodegradable, so like I just thought, obviously I'm not going to leave it in the middle of the path or something. I'm going to put it right out the way.
Yeah,
but I thought that it would just degrade in the rain or something, and
I've got no idea. No, he just always seems to manage to poop like as far away from the bin as possible. It's like it's like he knows.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely does know. Yeah. He's messing with you good. He's like, that's for the ball incident the other day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. That's pretty annoying. To be fair, anything with dogs and shit is pretty annoying.
You kind of get immune to it. Like, our garden is just covered in dog poo at the moment. I need to like properly clean it.
Yeah, our garden needs some attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't think of anything to add other than that's fucking gross. Like,
there you go.
Say dogs and dog shit, man. If you have any dogs or any other dog shit related stories, send them in. We'll get Hamby to read them out. DWutPodcast@gmail.com.
We've talked about like human like waste and dog waste.
Yeah.
It seems to be a recurring theme. We just like to talk
about.
It
does,
poop.
yeah. Like, what's gonna be next? Mystery poop segment.
You got cat poop. You got cat poop, I guess.
I got a cat. Yeah. Maybe there'll be a cat poop story at some point. Hamby, man, that was a pretty good Hambone To Pick, bro.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's Hambone.
Alright, so these podcasts always have a little bit of entertainment news. Again, I'm going to ask for your opinion on the entertainment news segment. Is it good? Do you does it work with the podcast? I only always do it because I really like that sort of entertainment sort of thing. There's a few podcasts along with YouTube shows that I watch quite a lot. So I really like doing it. But let me know what you think of the entertainment news segment. Not much this week. There's probably about 6 stories, and some of those are a little, not so great. It's one of those slow news weeks. So, first little bit of news is that the absolute powerhouse Amazon has acquired MGM in a massive deal, $8.5 billion. That is a lot of money. It looks like Hamby appears to be having some technical difficulties, and I'm just fully watching him point at his ears and then make the "I can't hear you" sound. All right, bear with me one sec, everybody. Okay, so we've got Hamby back. Sorry about that, everyone. We've got a bit of technical difficulties. Probably one of our connections pretty poor. Anyway, man, I was saying Amazon has acquired MGM in a huge deal, $8.5 billion. MGM is the company that do the Bond films, for example.
Yeah.
So it now means that Prime now own Bond.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see what, if anything, comes from that. I know that I'm pretty sure that the Broccolis, the family that have been producing the Bond movies since they first started, I know that they are staying sort of in control of Bond, but the question is whether there will be some like Prime spin-off shows or something, with some Bond characters.
That's one thing I thought, whether they do more with IP, whether they do, things like TV shows. I mean, I know Amazon have game studios now as well,
Yeah.
Whether they do something with that.
I think it's probably very likely that there will be a TV show about spies set within the Bond universe, but possibly have no previous characters in it, new characters.
Yeah, like the Star Wars stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Similar,
Next bit of news, there is a trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus series Ms. Marvel. Looks pretty cool. It looks like they are trying to go with a sort of coming of age, like John Hughes type vibe, similar to the first, the first couple Spider-Man films. It looks pretty good. Kamala Khan is a character that hasn't been in any movies or anything like that before, and I think she's quite popular in the comics, but she's a relatively new character. And yeah, they're doing a TV show, and it's coming out June 8th.
Good stuff.
Next bit of news, The Batman. Have you seen it yet?
No, probably going to go see it probably the week after next.
Yeah, you should definitely see it, man. Even if it's not like a Batman film, it's a really good film. So
we are like I know that I've like completely slagged off like superhero movies. I would say Batman is probably Batman's probably one of the exceptions to that, where I do quite enjoy it, and I quite like the new gritty DC movies.
It's because Batman's not a superpowered character.
Yeah,
Batman works really well in a grounded universe.
Yeah,
and that's what this is, like no powers.
Yeah, no, I've heard really good stuff about it, and like I say, like I was saying to my girlfriend the other day. Actually, I was like, I like Marvel, and I understand why people like it, but like I think DC should do what they do best, which is those kind of like gritty, like even if it is just like a one movie like Joker or Batman.
That's what I think they should do. Yeah, solo movies.
They do those. They seem to do better at those than the kind of blockbustery kind of like comic humor kind of
yeah,
movies.
Definitely 100% agree with that. And the Batman's really good. Really looking forward to the sequel. Anyway, it has added another $36 million at the box office. I'm guessing this is US. Well, no, of course it's US. Which means that it's approaching 600 million worldwide, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
It probably didn't cost anywhere near that, to make it, so it's doing very, very well.
Yeah.
And I think, at the moment, it's probably in the number 2 spot behind Spider-Man.
Is Spider-Man still number 1?
I don't think anything's going to knock Spider-Man off the top for the whole year, bro.
It came out when did it come out?
So it's last year actually, Spider-Man, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out like November last year, didn't
it? It did, yeah. I don't know why. I always think it's so recent. Batman must be the highest grossing for this year so far then.
Okay,
Surely.
I can't think of much
but
else.
all the news things are saying, behind Spider-Man, but I guess maybe they're just comparing it because it's a superhero film or something.
Maybe they're completely different. Yes.
Yeah. Next bit of news. For anyone who is a big fan of Nintendo and has a DS or a Wii, they're going to be a little bit disappointed because the Wii and the DSi shop has been down for days now, and there's no mention of it coming back. It went down on the 16th of March, and people don't know whether they've just stopped supporting it now, or if it's going to come back. But the Wii and DSi shop.
I don't think there's going to be many people who are bothered by that. I can't see there being many people who...
I understand your thinking there, however, Nintendo players are a different class of player.
Nintendo Nintendo DS was pretty popular, but Nintendo Wii kind of sucked.
Oh, it definitely sucked.
I'm surprised.
Crap.
I am surprised that there are people who still play on the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it isn't the Nintendo Wii like the best-selling console of all time though, or something?
I think it didn't. Yeah, it was either that or like PS2. I think it was like.
Yeah. To be fair, the PS2 might be, but I know that the Wii was like when they first came out. I was trying to get hold of one, and it was like impossible.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
My dad ended up driving like halfway across the country to get one from a shop.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. But like everyone had it for like one Christmas, and then realised that it just kind of sucked. and actually, but no, the thing is, like Nintendo DS has been out for longer than that. Surely Nintendo DS has probably been out since like the noughties, like 2005.
I had a DS in primary school.
2005, I had to guess. Yeah, you know, that's a long time. Like, and they're going, okay, we're going to stop supporting the store. It's like fair enough. It's been out for like, probably nearly 20 years. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, I reckon there's a lot of die-hard Nintendo players that are genuinely pulling their hair out now.
God.
But yeah, so the store's down. Let's see if it comes back.
Get yourself a Switch.
Yeah.
Just modernise.
Next bit of news. True Detective Season 4 is in development at HBO with executive producer Barry Jenkins. Did you watch any True Detective?
Watched 2 seasons of it.
Okay.
2 seasons.
I watched the first season and I couldn't finish the second.
The second was, it wasn't as good. First season was like great as a standalone thing, wasn't it? And then it kind of never
really good.
Season 2 wasn't as good as the first season. I don't know what the other seasons.
So I know that season 1 was the one with McConaughey and Harrelson in it. Wasn't it? That was really good. Season 2 was the one was to do more with like Vice sort of cops, and it had Vince Vaughn in it.
Vince Vaughn, yeah. And
then season 3 was supposed to be very good again. It had I never know how to pronounce his name. Mahershala Ali. He had him in it, and it did the same thing as season 1, where it's like 2 different time periods. But it's supposed to be very good, and yeah, it's coming back for a 4th season. So I was thinking about trying to start season 3. I really didn't like season 2, so I wouldn't even try and watch that now. But I might watch season 3.
I think I think I might have spoken to you about it. I don't know, probably have. But like one of the things I really liked about season 1, like obviously the cast was really, really well done. Yeah. 2 fantastic actors. The writing was really good, but I thought that the way that I thought the whole setting and atmosphere of the show was like perfect.
Yeah,
it was like the whole setting in it was in Louisiana, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like the whole like Creole stuff, and it was just a bit like creepy. I don't know. I thought they did that so well, and the music was really good. The soundtrack, and I felt like season 2. Like I watched it and I did enjoy it, but it was just nowhere near as atmospheric and the setting.
Fair, talking about it now, I think I do want to watch season 1 again. It's been years since I saw it, and I remember really, really enjoying it. I bought it on DVD, actually. That's how much I enjoyed
I think I've got it on DVD as well, somewhere.
Alright, last little bit of news. There is a new trailer for the upcoming film, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Have you seen anything about this film?
No.
You have to watch the trailer for it when we're done. It looks so good. So the premise is that Nick Cage is Nick Cage, and he's like he's struggling, he's not getting any good gigs, and his agent says basically this guy will pay you $1 million to go to his birthday party. And so Nick Cage goes to his birthday party. The guy's a massive Nick Cage fan. Pedro Pascal plays the guy who owns the island. They have a massive party, they become like best friends. Then Nick Cage is recruited by the CIA to take him down. But it's just funny because it's Nick Cage the whole way through being Nick Cage. And at one point he literally goes, he's like, "I'm Nick fucking Cage. Whoa!" It looks so good, man. It looks really, really good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You have to watch the trailer for it. Yeah, it's the Red Band trailer, the new one. Really good. But I saw an interview actually with Nick Cage recently, and he was saying that he will never watch that film because although he although he was in it and he appreciated it, he didn't like playing up to what everyone thinks.
He just
Nick
plays
Cage
like
is
a
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
He just plays an exaggerated version of himself. I guess.
Yeah, super exaggerated. And in this interview, he's like, I'm not like that. Like, come on, But apparently the actor director was like, more Cage.
Yeah.
Absolutely love Nick Cage. What
That's
an
funny.
absolute legend. So yeah, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent Red Band trailer is out now. Check it out. It's great. I've watched it maybe about 3 times. I think it looks that good. That's the end of the entertainment news. Hope you enjoyed that little segment. As I said, slow news week. Captain Morgan, he's coming back to get me.
Captain.
Oi, Captain. Okay, so the topic of this podcast is, which video game would you like to see as a movie? Now, that's the title. It's movie or TV show. So basically what I've done is I've written down some games. I've written down what I would like to see it as, movie or TV show. And then I've written down, like, what would be cool about it, basically. So I know that, Hamby, I dropped this topic on you, like, real last minute. I've got a load of notes. As I said, it's one of those things where when you actually start talking about the games, you can just think of more and more.
Yeah.
So I'll start us off, and if you have any, chime in. So the first game that I think would be really cool to be made into a movie is the Gears of War. Like, they've been talking about making this movie since it's got to be about 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And I remember that back then, we all used to have this thing where it was like, because we were all like proper Gears nerds. We were like, who would you cast? Who would you cast as this person? Who would you cast? So I remember being like, John Travolta as Dom.
John Travolta.
Yeah, John Travolta as Dom. Brad Pitt as Baird. I think that's changed a bit now. Although, to be fair, I think John Travolta probably could still be a pretty good Marcus.
I think
it's more likely to be someone like Dave Bautista or someone as Marcus now.
Yeah.
If they cast him as a movie. But the reason why I think that would work so well is because Gears has a really good cast of characters. And I think it's a great example. It's a great... I can't think of what the word is now. It's a great excuse to have a lot of really A-list actors working together.
Yeah, like an ensemble kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You could have, maybe like Brad Pitt now would still be a great choice for Baird. Maybe, what's his name? Terry. No, I can't think of his name. What's the guy who was in Expendables? He also hosts like America's Got Talent or something.
I don't know, man.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews
Crews
as Coltrane.
Okay, maybe.
That would be great. He could do that easy.
Yeah, I guess he could. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for all the people wearing masks, just get get some cool voiced actors, like maybe like a Jason Sudeikis. What's the name of the guy who plays Ant-Man? Paul Rudd. Get him in there. I think it would be good. I mean, I know that those are some comedy actors, but I think if they... Sorry?
You're basically turning it into like a Marvel movie then, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of good actors are snatched by the Marvel.
Yeah, I know.
But no, I think that you could have a real ensemble cast of A-star actors, and it would make that work. And I think really what they should do is basically stick to the first game with maybe some flashbacks from like Gears Judgment. So maybe like you see a little bit of everyone's backstory, but basically just stick to the first game.
Yeah.
And I think that would work really, really well.
Yeah.
Another one I got. Now, this was a bit weird. I sort of wrote it down, and then I was like, well, how would this work? Just Cause as a TV show. So what I'm thinking is each season would be a different like setting, a different location, like all the games. You know, he goes in, he takes down a dictator. That's basically the story of every single Just Cause game. It's basically each season is that going to a new place, but I'm picturing it as like quite a high budget series. You know, lots of use of. I just think that the grapple gun thing would be really cool on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know, like grappling onto the back of a 747 and just like, you know, surfing the top of it or whatever you can do in the games.
Yeah.
It's obviously a lot of explosions and stuff in that game, so it would need to be a high budget show.
It'll be an Amazon show.
Yeah, it would be an Amazon show. But Just Cause is always really colourful, really loud, and just a good time overall. So it could be funny. You know, you could have little jokes in it. You could cast a comedic actor and you know, hench him up a little bit so they can play Rico. I don't know who. I can't think of who would play it. I personally would just cast like a smaller, you know, South American or Spanish or whatever actor. I don't think it's that important that the main character Rico is a known actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you could do that with his sort of cast around him. It's also a great excuse to do the Far Cry thing and have a really badass actor playing the big bad dictator. Yeah,
and that would be almost like part of the fact that you've got a big actor playing the antagonist, I guess.
Yeah, for each season.
Yeah. Similar to Far Cry,
Yeah. I think it'd be great. Like, get like a Bryan Cranston being a dictator in one of them or something. You know, big bad Bry.
Yeah.
And I can't remember any of the other characters. I know he has like there's like an older guy called Sheldon or something. You know, get J.K. Simmons in that role. You know, I just think a good, fun, bright time. Would be, and I think Just Cause would be really good for that.
Okay, I've got a good one. I think.
Okay, go on then.
I think that I've spoken about my fondness about the Fallout series quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think I think Fallout would make a really good TV show. And the reason why I say that is I was a big fan of I was a big fan of The Walking Dead up until about I don't know, season 4 or 5, and then I just got really quite bored with it. But one of the things that I don't think The Walking Dead did very well as the seasons went on was it didn't really elaborate on what had happened or why things happened. Or you don't learn any more about the world other than everyone becomes a zombie when they die. Like So so I think with a Fallout TV show, I think it has the potential to be completely different. One of the great things about the Fallout games is the amount of like stuff that you just learn about, like about why what happened, why things happened. There's literally an entire encyclopedia on the build up to the Great War. Like there's a whole encyclopedia about like the tensions between China and the US and all this kind of thing, and you obviously have the Operation Anchorage and all that kind of stuff. And I just think with a TV show, it could be set you coming out of a vault, and it could just be, you know, the whole premise of it could be a TV show that runs for a long period of time, but the whole thing is that you just learn more and more about this world as the TV show goes on.
I think it's spot on that, because one of my favourite things about the whole Fallout universe is, you know, the Vault Tech company and all of the different vaults. I always just find that so interesting, how the vaults were actually experiments. You know? But I gotta say, Hamby, you're in luck, because they are making a Fallout TV show.
Oh, are they? Oh, I didn't even realise.
Yep, it's happening.
Is it?
So I wonder what sort of angle they will take. I think.
Oh, sorry, we spoke about it last week. I remember Walton
Did we?
Goggins is in it. Yeah, I remember. Or
We
spoke
did.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I am so sorry. I completely forgot. There's
So
you know
did
what?
I.
I'm sorry. There is so many like video game movies and TV shows at the moment that it's kind of hard to keep track of what
It's
what's
weird,
been
isn't it?
doing.
Because so many companies, especially PlayStation, they're almost like PlayStation's main attack now on Xbox, being the powerhouse that it is they're now going for the whole like multimedia company. That's why there's so many more Sony IPs that are now being made into films and things.
Yeah.
You've got like the Last of Us TV show with Pedro Pascal's coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
Uncharted film that's come out. God of War is in talks to come out now. I sent you that meme of your pal Tom Holland dressed up as Kratos. PlayStation really are going that way. But no, I think that the Fallout, I just hope they do it really well, and I hope they don't focus in on some cheesy, like, oh, here's the bad guy, we got to take him down kind of thing, because it's not really what Fallout's about, is it? It's about exploration, finding, like, the little things and stuff.
Yeah, I hope they don't, I hope they don't fall into the trap that I feel that Walking Dead fell into, where it's just like, oh, like there's these other bad guys and they're also trying to kill us. I hope they make it into more than that. I hope they make it into, I hope they do a better job at the world building. One of the things I didn't like about The Walking Dead, and one of the reasons why I just got so fucking bored of it, it just felt like it was a soap opera at times.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I 100% agree with that.
And it was like there's entire episodes where it's just this drama between two characters who I don't care about, and it's like, and then nothing happens. It's just them like, and it's like
it got to the point with me. I stopped around about the same time, probably season 4 or 5. It got to the point with me where the thing with the Walking Dead is such a shitty show for its filler.
Yeah,
like
100%.
in every season, there's maybe about 6 episodes that are like stand out, and the remaining 15 episodes or whatever are boring. Like they really suck. And it got to the point with me where my rule was, if it doesn't have Rick in it, I ain't watching.
Yeah.
And I would literally skip like maybe 10 episodes ahead, watch an episode that had Rick in it. And the shit thing is I didn't feel like I missed anything.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It had like, because when I watched it, it was the seasons were long. Like they were like, I don't know how
classic American 20 episode seasons.
Like, but there just wasn't enough happening to fill it. Like they could have easily cut it in half.
Yeah, I also just find one of the most annoying things for me, like cliches with zombie films, is where it's like, zombies are bad, but it's the people you need to fear, and then it just ends up being like people shooting at people.
Yeah,
but this is a zombie show, man. Like, give me some zombies.
Yeah, I feel like with Fallout, there's a lot more lore in it. You've got the you've got the Enclave, the Brotherhood of Steel. You've got all of the super mutants. And the other thing as well is that like it's completely different where in the country. It's all in the US, but where in the country you are, like what's happening like in the Nevada, like in the Mojave Wasteland they call it, is completely different to what's happening on the East Coast with like
definitely.
all of the Fallout 3 and things like that.
Yeah, so I would say it's a safe bet to say that the Brotherhood of Steel are going to show up in the TV show, because it's like an iconic outfit. But my question is, do you think that a Deathclaw will appear in the TV show?
Yeah, I think they could probably do a pretty good job of Deathclaw. Like, I feel like you can. I feel like CGI and things like that are good enough now that you can make a reasonably good-looking Deathclaw. They've shown it in the Halo where they can actually make pretty good-looking, Covenant aliens and things. I reckon they
Yeah.
could do pretty good.
So for anyone who doesn't know, a Deathclaw is just a massive, like, sort of like a dragony looking thing that stands up on 2 feet, and if you go anywhere near it, you're gonna wish you didn't, because it will just like one hit you, and take you down.
Yeah, I'm more
the absolute bastards of the Fallout world.
Yeah, I'm more interested. Actually, it'd be funny if in the TV show, if they take it down the same way that everyone did in the game, dart gun to the leg, and
yeah,
and then take it out that way. Fuck.
Yeah. All right. So here's another one. I think that Red Dead Redemption, right? Great game. Red Dead 2, great game. I think that the Red Dead Redemption like world as one, if you count it as just one story, I think that it would make a fantastic TV show.
So you would have exactly the same characters. You wouldn't have like something completely new. You would have it would be
basically
Marston,
basically that story, but as a TV show. And then what I thought of is that like what I thought of is basically that it's so. Did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy? It was a I'm pretty sure you've seen an episode or two of Sons of Anarchy. For everyone listening at home, we are once again having technical issues. Probably the Poundland internet.
I'm sorry, man. I'm back.
It's all good, bro. What I would say though is, man, like, I can't cut all of this out. So when your audio goes, you're like, for fuck's sake, I can't cut that out, man.
Yeah. Sorry. It's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. No, so I'm saying Red Dead Redemption. I said, did you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
I watched the first season of it.
Okay, well, Sons of Anarchy for me works so well because you've got a great cast of characters. They're all acted really well, and it's just it's not one of the shows where you're like, "Where's Rick?" It's got to have Rick in it. All of the characters are great, and I think that Red Dead Redemption would work really well. Just give me like 2 seasons. Like maybe the first season is Red Dead 2, the second season is the first Red Dead. I think it needs to be a TV show more than a film, so that you can give all of the characters their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So who would you cast then? So Arthur Morgan, for instance.
Arthur Morgan. Probably maybe like a Michael Shannon.
Okay.
I think Michael Shannon would do a real good job. I'm just trying to think of all the characters now and who I cast. Dutch. I would probably cast. I don't know. Dutch is a tricky one. Just anyone with charisma. That's all they need to have. Just real charisma to play Dutch. What about John? Who would you cast as John Marston? Hamby's giving me the signal. Technical difficulties again. I'll answer that for him. I think John Marston would be... that's a tricky one. I sort of think like a Keanu Reeves, but Keanu Reeves I think is too old for that role. I'm not sure. How's about you let me know who you would cast as John Marston, or just who you would cast as anyone in that. Just let me know. Hamby, here's another one. Wolfenstein as a TV show where each season is set in a different decade.
Okay. So like starting off in the 40s and then going through...
I think, to be fair, I think you should start it just straight up in the 60s.
Yeah.
With a flashback to the end of World War II, and then we're waking up with BJ in the 60s.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
And each season is... Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. I'm trying to think who you'd cast as BJ.
It would have to be an absolute unit or someone, wouldn't it? What about Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, who's your mate who's playing, what's his face in Jack Reacher?
Yeah, Alan Richardson. To be fair, I did think of him. Yeah.
He's an absolute tank, isn't he?
I think he could do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a shout. That's a great choice.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth is a good one. Yeah,
Chris Hemsworth's a good one, but I think he's almost too popular to do that.
Yeah,
it needs to be someone who isn't afraid to literally get their head chopped off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that Alan Richardson from Reacher would be a real good choice. But yeah, so for anyone who hasn't played the newer sort of series of Wolfenstein games, they basically take place in an alternate timeline where the Nazis won World War II, and they are now, you know, in power, ruling the world, and you're taken to a 1960s London as the main character BJ, and you've just got to basically try and, you know, take down the regime is sort of the, you know, what you're trying to do. But yeah, so the second season would be, you know, in the 70s, take it back over to America or something. The third season in the 80s would be really cool, like maybe in Germany, like in Berlin, in the sort of like rave scene or whatever. Maybe it could be one of these like globe-trotting shows where he's jumping all over the place or something.
Yeah, no, I think it's really, I think it would be a really cool idea for a TV show, Wolfenstein. Yeah. What about Doom?
I think it would be. I don't know. I think I was always a Wolfenstein man over Doom. I think that I really don't like this whole new Doom games thing.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I don't like it, man. I think the soundtrack really pisses me off. Because it's just that one man on that big, like, 12-string gent guitar. It's all it is. Like, you know, I really don't like it. And it's annoying because I really wanted to play Doom Eternal because I think the gameplay looks really good. Like, you have that sword and, you know, it goes into the Doom Slayer and all his background and stuff. But I just don't think it would work as a TV show. I don't even think it would work as a film, to be honest. I think they tried that and didn't work so well. Alright, Hamby's internet is really messing up today. I've got one more, and I would ask Hamby right now for more, but he's disappeared again. It's unfortunate. We seem to be having all these technical difficulties tonight. I do apologise, listeners. How's about I just rattle off my last one, and we'll see if Hamby comes back while I'm doing it. So I actually know that Hamby hasn't actually played this game, and he's back. And he is back.
I'm sorry, this is really, really annoying.
No, it's all right, mate. So I'm thinking, I've got one more. We are fraught with technical difficulties tonight, so let's do one more, and we'll leave it there. Because I can already tell that this is going to take me a long time to edit when we finish it. All right, so I know that you haven't played the Arkham games because you said the other day. Well, you're missing out really bad there. But Arkham Asylum, the first game, is arguably the best one in the series. It's like, with the later games, basically it opens them up to like a bigger world, and that's great because, you know, it's great to explore and to fly around as Batman and stuff. But the first game was so good because it basically it restricts you. You're set in this asylum the whole time, and you know there's not a whole lot of, there's a lot of darkness and turns and stuff. Sorry everybody, I'm getting another call from our pal Callum Hamby. There's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of twists and turns, and I think ultimately it's basically a horror. Hamby, I'm saying Arkham Asylum as a horror film.
Oh yeah.
So I've said that you haven't played the Arkham games.
No, I haven't, but I've heard good things about them.
Yeah, you're really missing out there. they're great games. I've been playing them all recently, but Arkham Asylum, the first game, is definitely more of like a thriller, horror sort of thing. So I think to be fair, I think that Arkham Asylum as like a horror would be great as the sequel to this new Batman film. Like, get it so that Pattinson as Batman is in the asylum, it gets locked down, and he's basically just got one really shitty night where he's got to just take down Gotham's worst, and they're coming after him. They're coming at him like one after the other. I think that would work really well as a horror film. And like I said, just keep a lot of the actors that were already in the first The Batman, and put Pattinson in there. So I've got him back. Let's get him back for the sign off.
For like 10 seconds, and I'll be gone again.
All right. Well, we've got 10 seconds. Everyone, we're going to leave this pod here today. Send us an email with what video games you would like to see as movies or TV shows. Let us know if it's a movie or a show, and let us know why, and like what you think would be really cool about it. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do a sort of return to this pod at some point, and we'll have a few more ideas, and we'll come back to it at some point. But until then, there will be another episode next Tuesday. There will probably be a live stream on Friday. My bad, we just straight up didn't stream this Friday gone, and I didn't even post anything about it. Basically, Fiona got a job, and I celebrated with her. And that was Friday night, so I couldn't do the stream. But there will be a new stream on... Excuse me, Captain Morgan. Ugh. There will be a stream on Friday. I'm thinking maybe Rainbow Six. Me and Hamby want to play it. Maybe we'll give Rainbow Six a shot.
Yeah.
So, as I say, new episode on Tuesdays, stream on Fridays. If you really enjoy this podcast, what would really help is if you send us a £1 coin. But actually, send Hamby a £1 coin so we can get his fucking internet sorted.
Wow.
No, in all honesty, if you can spare it, send it this way, because it just means that we can make this podcast better. You can find us on Instagram at DudeWutPodcast, on Facebook, DudeWutPodcast, and on any like podcast listening platform, we are there. So take it easy, everyone, and we will see you next time. Hamby, sorry, I just realised I didn't say thanks for coming on the pod, man.
That's all right. I'm sorry
it
about
was good chatting to you when you were there.
I'm sorry about my technical issues.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah, everybody, until next time, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.